to my channel, The Sugar Sean. I'm back for another video, and welcome back to another letter that was sent to me from one of you. In case you don't know it, or if you're brand new to my channel, I'm a life and dating coach and the author of 3 books. The first one's called The Dating Game, How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right. My second book, Breaking the Man Code, The Key to Unlocking His Heart. And my third book, Getting Unstuck, How to Create the Life You've Always Wanted to Live. They're all available on Amazon, Kindle, BarnesandNoble.com. And if you'd like to submit a letter for a chance to possibly have it featured in an upcoming video, or if you'd like to work with me one-on-one as your personal life and dating coach, send me an email to itscoachshawn@gmail.com. That's itscoachshawn, SHAWN @gmail.com. Now this letter is definitely a doozy, and I would love to hear you guys weigh in on this letter in particular. Honestly, I wasn't sure if I was going to do it because I really didn't know what to say, but I'm going to give her my opinion, and I would love to hear yours, all right? Without any further ado, let's go get them. Hi, Coach Sean. I hope that you are doing well. I've been watching you for years, loving your videos and your feminine advice. I never thought I'd ever have to write you, but as the saying goes, never say never. My letter is a little bit different, but I still hope that you can read it. Hope it's not too long. So my husband and I have been together for 10 years since high school. My relationship has been pretty ideal, and we've been living a happy, drama-free life. No real problems aside from some issues that arrived from being together since we were teenagers, but no complaints here. Until now. We were having a staycation at a swanky hotel. We were getting drinks in the hotel bar, waiting on our dinner reservation to start when some random man, I'll call him Jim, sat next to me. He started talking to my husband and me, just friendly conversations as us Southerners like to do. No real problem there. It was obvious that he'd had too many to drink and that his arm was on the back of my chair and his thumb was touching my bare back. I thought I was overthinking it until he made me extremely uncomfortable by staring at me, obviously in a hungry, sexual way. My husband noticed it too and asked if I was ready to go. I said yes, but I wanted to go to the ladies' room first, which I did, and it was in his direct line of sight. After tending to my lady business, I walked out of the bathroom to see Jim standing at the door. The creep pushed me up against the wall, then ran his hand from my breast to my butt. I yelled to get off me and tried to push him off, and a male bystander saw and pushed Jim off me. My husband saw this and was walking. She put this in all caps. He was walking to me. The bystander pushed him again and threatened to kick his behind, and Jim walked away, walked right past my husband, who was still there walking. Even the bystander looked at him crazy but didn't say anything and walked away. My husband asked me if I was okay and said how wrong and disgusting it was, and then he proceeded to ask me if I was ready for dinner. Girl, I obviously was not, and I just wanted to go to our room. I asked him why he didn't do anything, and he just said that I'm a sexy woman and the guy was drunk. The bystander handled it, and so there really wasn't anything, and there was no reason to cause a scene and possibly get arrested. This turned into the biggest argument we've ever had. I wanted to be understood that I didn't want a bar brawl to happen, and this all happened extremely fast. He seems to think that I wanted him to fight and that he did the mature thing by walking away because it was already handled. He was just extremely casual and nonchalant about it. I think that's what's bothering me the most. I've been happy with this man and I've always had the utmost respect for him, but I can't help but feel a little bit disappointed. I can't look at him the same way. I lost all respect for him. Am I overreacting by thinking that he can't protect me and by questioning my marriage? He was supposed to defend me somehow, but I feel like he failed me. This happened again a month ago, but I still can't seem to get over it. It's definitely affecting my marriage. I tried talking to him about it multiple times, but ultimately he thinks that he did the right thing and doesn't see the problem. I feel like this is going against the whole protect and provide thing that I take very seriously, and now I'm extremely lost. Is this as bad as it sounds? Is it a major red flag? Can I ever respect him again? Am I overreacting? Any advice that you could give would be greatly appreciated. Please help. Thank you. All right, so first and foremost, you are well within your rights to feel all the feelings that you're feeling, to feel upset, to feel hurt, to feel disappointed, all of those things. It's one thing when you have to explain to your husband what happened. It's another thing when he gets a full visual of it all. Your husband's nonchalant, lackadaisical approach to all of this, walking while you are pushing some rando off of you, saying that, well, he was dressing sexy, as if that makes it okay, as if that excuses some random man thinking that it is okay and that he has rights to, assault you. That is assault. So inappropriate. Inappropriate to the fact that some random bystander had to be your hero while your husband saw the whole thing. Early on in your letter, you were talking about how you guys have never had any drama. You guys are high school sweethearts. Everything has been going great aside from a couple issues here and there, but you said you guys have loved your life together. Now that's the only reason why I would say, you cannot let this one isolated incident make you, want to give up on the entire marriage, on all the 10 years, every day up until that day that your husband has been there for you. But you have every right to feel your feelings and to take as long as you need to take to get over it. But you said everything happened fast. And I think that I'm not trying to blame you, but I have to be real and I have to be honest. Maybe the drunk man may have possibly thought that y'all were down. He was all up on you, close enough to have his hand on the small of your back while having a conversation with your husband, and your husband didn't say anything. You sound like you didn't say anything. So it sounds like you guys were both being a little bit too nice because this man was drunk and he got way too comfortable. I'm not blaming you, and I want that part to be clear, but you allowing this man to rest his hand on your bare back may have made him feel like you was with it. And, he was drunk, and when you're drunk, your signals get crossed and all of that. None of that excuses what he did. I talked to my husband about this, and I rarely talk to my husband about my strawberry letters, and I was like, babe, what would you do? And my husband said to me, and I quote, "It's jail time." He's like, "It's jail time." And I was like, what if her husband can't fight? And he was like, well, it didn't matter. Even if I took a L, it would have been worth it to show her that I would defend her. And I think that might be the situation. Everything happened so fast. Your husband was worried about all that. But to me, the man assaulted you. Whatever happens after that, it just happens. But sometimes when you're in the moment, it's fight, flight, or freeze. Unfortunately, when your husband was caught in the moment, he froze. And you seeing that was really hard for you to see, hard for you to witness. Now, what I think you could do possibly moving forward is to say, look, I never want to be in a situation where I feel like you can't defend me. It's worth you going to jail. It's worth it. I will be there with the bail money if that's what it takes. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I want somebody who will protect me in every way, mentally, spiritually, even physically. You admitted in your letter that everything happened so fast. That's probably why you didn't feel like in the moment you should say, hey, get your hand off me, or you didn't want to cause a scene, and it was supposed to be date night and the vibe was supposed to be, beautiful. You guys were in this fancy hotel and all that. Like, everything was good, and this man kind of threw everything off, and you both kind of froze. So, you're blaming your husband, rightfully so, but you also froze. When it comes to situations like this that you've never been in personally, it's really easy to say, well, I would do this and I would do that, or I would say this or I would say that. Everybody has a reaction. It's like the quote from Mike Tyson, everybody got a plan until they get hit. Like, I'm sure he probably thought if anybody ever did anything to my wife, I would knock them out, until somebody did. And then he was like, and his whole life flashed before his eyes, like, I would go to jail on this night. And I would lose everything, or whatever he thought in his mind. It's like sometimes when you're in these types of situations, you don't act like you thought you would. And I think it's important for you to have a conversation with your husband and to get him to understand, look, I'm not saying I wanted you to go to jail. I'm not saying that I expected you to tear the club up and all that, but I did expect for you to at least raise your voice, show something. You know what I'm saying? Your husband acted like he wasn't concerned, and that's what really bothered you. It's not about the fight at all. It's about, where is the concern? Where is the energy? You know what I'm saying? Your husband probably had more passion and been more riled up at a football or basketball game than he was about this dude touching your breast and your butt in front of him. And I think that's the point you need to get to your husband. It's not about it's about the fight. It's about, where is the emotion? You know what I'm saying? Do I think your husband loves you? I think he does. You said you guys have been blissfully happy and drama-free for 10 years, high school sweethearts. I just think in that moment, what he had seen in his mind wasn't really playing out in reality. And just like how you can't fully fault yourself for not doing what you always thought you would do. You probably thought you would slap a man. Like in movies, a man touches you and a woman slaps him. But in real life, women don't always do that. I am not blaming the writer at all. You can wear whatever you want. That does not give a man the right to put his hands on you unsolicited at all. The husband is wrong for not defending his wife. It's not about going to jail. Could you at least yell, scream, call the manager, call the police, like something besides act like I didn't just get groped in the hallway by some drunk random man? Her husband's reaction was not enough. That's what it is. It wasn't enough. And she's hurting. And her husband can only see his side. He only thinks, I did the right thing. I didn't go to jail. I didn't fight that man. I didn't go to jail. I don't think that it's fair, and I don't think that it's right for your husband to minimize this experience. Whether or not it was traumatic for him, it's traumatic to you. And as your husband, if something affects you, it should also affect him. You guys may want to go to a marriage counselor to talk about your feelings, to talk about how you feel that you would need to be protected in the future. But I also think individually, you may need to talk to somebody about your feelings. You were violated, and that is traumatic. It's not enough that you would like for your husband to apologize and all of a sudden see how he was wrong. You also have to do the work for yourself. You have to do the internal work to heal yourself, to begin the healing process for yourself because of everything that happened to you. And your husband's trying to say, well, because he doesn't want to admit that it happened on his watch. This is an ego thing for him. No, nothing happened. It wasn't that big. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And don't let anybody, not even your husband, trivialize what you went through. Anyway, I would love to hear you guys weigh in on this. If you want to hear more of my thoughts and opinions on life and love, consider purchasing one of my books. As I said, I've written 3. First one's called The Dating Game, How to Find Yourself While Looking for Mr. Right. My second book, Breaking the Man Code, The Key to Unlocking His Heart. And my third book, Getting Unstuck, How to Create the Life You've Always Wanted to Live. They're all available on Amazon, Kindle, BarnesandNoble.com. And if you want to work with me as your personal life and dating coach, or if you'd like to submit a letter for a chance to possibly have it featured in an upcoming video, send me an email to itscoachshawn@gmail.com. That's itscoachshawn, SHAWN@gmail.com. If you like this video, you'll love my last one. I'll do you a favor and I'll link it for you right here. And be sure to subscribe right here. Till next time, later divas and dudes. This is Honey.